Welcome to the Paulding County Football Preview. I'm Don Breedlove, Athletic Director of the Paulding County School District. Joining me tonight is Coach Chuck Goddard, Head Coach of the East Paulding Raiders. Coach Goddard, welcome. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Coach, first year at East Paulding High School. Last year you finished in the Dome, in the state championship game as the defense coordinator at Walton High School. You've been head coach at Cass and Wheeler. Tell us a little bit more about your background or some things we might need to know about.
I was at Walton High School the last 6 years. Last 3 as defensive coordinator. We had a great run last year and ended up getting beat by Grayson for the state championship. We finished the year at 14-1. While at Walton, we had some really good teams. Went to the semifinals. A couple years before that. Just had a lot of success. I think I learned a lot of football there.
Quality program, no doubt.
No doubt.
And losing to Grayson, for those that aren't aware, state champion and also started this year ranked #1 nationally in several polls. So nothing to be ashamed of there.
No.
It's a quality team. Coach, let's talk about the Raiders and the outlook for this year. Tell us a little bit offensively, scheme-wise. What are some things that we'll see differently?
Well, our base offense is still we're going to run the football. We think we have a good offensive line. We have some size. We have some returning starters, 4 returning starters. So we're still going to be a base running football team. Kamani Thomas comes back for his senior year. He's healthy. He's really looked good. Mitchell Webb comes back as a returning starter. So we have a lot of pieces to the puzzle. Sophomore Tay Ray is really lightning in a bottle as well at tailback. Once we get Kyler Neal healthy, we feel like Kyler has offers from the Air Force Academy.
Now, how is Kyler? I know he's coming off elbow surgery.
Right. He's bugs me every day. He's ready to get back in, and he goes out and he runs routes and things like that.
Has he been cleared for contact?
He has not been cleared for contact. So we don't know.
Right.
So we're planning, with him not being there, but he's going to be there sooner or later.
Exactly.
He's coming around. He's got to at least be close, but so offensively, we feel like we have a lot of weapons.
Scheme-wise, what are we looking at? A lot of changes?
Well, one of the things that I think that was a real asset for me coming from Walton was I think that I learned how to throw the football. We put a lot of time in the summer. We went to a lot of the passing leagues and really kind of developed a short passing game. So we do have a spread package, and we have some receivers. We have a little bit of speed out there on the edge, and then Mitchell throws the ball well, and so I think that's been a good addition to to what's been the base offense at East Paulding. Is still the ability to line up and be a physical football team and be able to run.
Defensively, what will you base out of?
We're going to do a lot of what was done at Walton. We're 3-4 I call it a 10, but the new term is 3-4. Defense coordinator Andy Kutowski, he was defense coordinator at Heritage. They won their region last year, and he's a 3-4 guy. So a lot of the same type of things, but it's really East Paulding ran 50 last year. So it's 3-4 with 4 deep secondary.
From the secondary perspective, 2-4, very multiple. You walk up, really cover 3 with 8-man. What are some things you'll do?
Well, we base. I've kind of always been a 4 deep secondary guy. I've always felt like you can make adjustments on oversets and things like that. It was a lot easier to kick your secondary than it was trying to front backwards and things like that. So we've pretty much always been a 4 deep secondary guy. We play a lot of quarters, but we'll mix up. We'll play quarter halves as well, and there are times, depending on formations, we get some tray sets or things like that where we get the tight end that trips with the tight end. We'll check some 32 as well. So, I feel like that there's a lot of flexibility.
Very multiple.
But, when you have 4 deep.
Right. We talked a little bit about some of the key returning starters. Let's talk about some of the newcomers. Who are some names that we may hear this year that maybe we haven't heard a lot of in the past? And tell us a little bit about what you expect out of them.
Well, like I said, I've already mentioned, but Taylor, he's just a sophomore, so he played freshman football last year. I'm sure he's going to start on defense for us in the secondary. But he's also, he's going to carry the football. I mean, I'm scrimmage, he made some really nice runs against some teacher unions. So he's one that, we look forward to. We have, trying to think, we're good, guys.
Well, Coach, I know that you're still learning the kids. That's not a big deal. Now, tell me a little bit about how you see the combination of Ray and Kamani. Is it kind of a thunder and lightning type of concept?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a change-up. And, with Kyler being hurt, we've had to play Kamani some fullback. And so, and that's not the worst thing in the world either.
So when Kyler comes back, it really gives you three quality backs.
Right. It doesn't get, when we get healthy, I feel like we'll have some depth. But right now we're not there. We're kind of, but I do think we'll have three guys in the back that can take it at any point.
Okay. Keys to a successful season. What are some things that need to take place for East Paulding to have a successful year?
Well, I think anytime, you need to stay healthy. You've got to stay healthy. Right now, we're kind of, I don't know that we're young on defense, but we're inexperienced. And so we're having to get better. I think defensively, we got to get better. I mean, we probably have, even though we're 3-4, and that's kind of what they did last year, I think we do some different things, not just the way I've done things. And so, we've probably added a little bit in secondary. So we got to get our fits. We're not there yet. I mean, we're still got people understanding concepts and exactly where they fit into place in the scheme of things.
Still thinking instead of reacting.
Right. I mean, right now we're running one defense. I mean, and we're just making sure we get that, and then we're going to add a few more little wrinkles here. But we're just trying to make sure that we just got to get our fits exactly the way we need to have them, so that everything fits up and that that we leave no gap.
Right. A little bit of a region realignment takes place every 2 years. A little bit of change, not a lot of change. We still have all the Paulding County schools in there with Lithia and some of Douglas County, but some of the newcomers being Allatoona and Roman Woodland. Tell me a little bit about region outlook. How do you see the region playing out? And not looking for predictions. Right. Just what do you think about the region?
Well, it is really kind of ironic. I'm kind of lost a little bit. I'm kind of trying to find out as I go. Having come from what's now 6A, we were not very familiar with some of the teams, but obviously that Allatoona has a good program,
right.
And Rome always has had a good program, and then just from talking to people, it seems like that the quality of teams in Paulding County are getting better each year. Paulding County High School, and then Hiram returns a lot. So I think the quality in Paulding County is going to be plenty, and along with, like I said, Alton and Rome, and I'm just not too familiar with the two Douglas County schools, but I think it's going to be a very competitive.
Right. I think from the Douglas County schools, you're going to see two athletic teams. How that translates into wins and losses, I don't know, but I think from an athletic standpoint, you'll see two pretty good teams. Let's talk a little bit about the seniors. I have a little insight into East Paulding and some of the kids, but tell us about the seniors, some of the ones that are committed, some of the ones that are being offered, and what do you see happening with some of the seniors this year in terms of collegiate opportunities?
Well, I mean, I think we've got 4 or 5 guys that are going to have the opportunity to play college football. Kamani has, I would say his biggest offer is Arizona State. He's got Troy State, South Alabama, Middle Tennessee, and he's on the verge of some of them. I think we want to make sure he's healthy.
Right.
Like I said earlier, Tyler Neal has offers from Airport Academy, Ohio, Lafayette, a lot of different type schools. Aaron Black has quite a few offers. I tell you what, Aaron's been very impressive. He's really impressed me, and I think he's some really good things. So those guys are Southern. Liz, I know he has an offer from Tennessee State. Our kicker Miles Hinkle, Miles has a lot of people. He's drawn a lot of interest from a lot of schools. You know, kickers they don't always offer right away, and sometimes things like that. And then I think we have some other guys, you know, in Romaine Gooden, and DJ James, maybe Marcus Gilbert, you know, some guys. And I think, you know, if they have good years, things like that, could play some college football somewhere. You know, there's just sometimes finding like this that meets their academic and financial needs. But, you know, we've got some guys that are going to have a chance to college.
Okay. Well, Coach, we're going to take a time out here, and I'm going to come back in just a minute and meet with some of your players. We'll come back in the third segment and talk to you a little bit about your booster club and about what the Raiders are doing in the community outside of football. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Come see us at Hardy Family Ford, just 15 minutes west of Barrett Parkway on Highway 120 or online at hardyfamilyford.com.
All right, guys, we'll give it about 3, and I'll start counting down. Welcome back to the Paulding County Football Preview. I'm now joined by players from the East Paulding Raiders. Guys, if you would, take a moment, introduce yourself, tell us your name, your position, and who your parents are.
Jacob Humphreys. I play wide receiver, cornerback. My parents are Robert and Sharon Humphreys.
I'm Romaine Gooden, and I play outside linebacker and DN. My parents are Paula Edwards and Negro Russell.
I'm Demetrius James, and I play middle linebacker, fullback. My parents are Queen Demetrius James.
I'm Moses Dub. I play nose guard. My parents are Mrs. and all that stuff.
All right, guys, we want to make sure we give your parents props there for all the years of sitting on those bleachers and taking you back and forth. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things East Paulding's done to prepare for this football season. Tell us a little about the summer, things that you've done, and how you feel like you prepared.
I feel like we're well prepared, well conditioned. It's been a long summer, we've been going to attend a lot of passing week camps, working on passing game, working on part of my spray package, things like that. But we've been grinding it out, haven't missed a beat.
Tell us a little bit about the weight room. Feel like you made some gains this summer?
Oh yeah.
Everybody getting stronger?
Oh yeah.
A little bit of competition going on in the weight room?
Very competitive, man.
How many guys we got over 1,000 for your combined lifts?
Well, me and DJ right here, right over 1,000 pound club. We got a whole bunch of guys.
Got a lot in the 800, 900 range.
Yeah.
975. So you can get that 4 years over there. Talk a little bit about the conditioning. Do you feel like you're ready to play 4 quarters?
Oh yeah, and some.
5 quarters?
Oh yeah.
Whatever it takes?
Whatever it takes.
All right, guys. With strength comes confidence. With confidence comes the ability to go out and hit people. And football is a contact sport. Tell us a little bit about who are some of the hardest hitters, people that really know how to run through a block, run through a tackle.
I'd say him. Definitely.
Romaine right here.
Romaine will light you up.
Very physical player.
Who else we got that'll hit you?
That's a nickname.
How many we got out there that'll knock your helmet off?
All 11 on defense.
Oh, well, that's the answer I've been looking for. I don't want to hear 1 or 2.
All 11 on defense.
And I hope that offensively we got people that are lighting you up as well. Keys to the season. What do you think has to happen for the Raiders to have a successful season?
Well, Brady has a chip on his shoulder. Everybody needs to be pleased with the target team, the economy, a lot of teams out there. But just to stay together, stay healthy, as we're concerned, just things like that. Really have our mind frame, confidence, just things like that. Staying healthy.
Scheme-wise, I don't think there's been a lot of change offensively or defensively. I know terminology's probably changed, but tell us about the new staff, and are you excited about the year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got a very great D-line coach, Coach Goddard coming in, taking over the offense, and then he's calling plays. And he bringing in the spread is really going to help us. That
Maybe
kinda hurt
not
us
as
last year.
predictable.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't think it, then something's wrong. So I do
Yeah.
hope that's always your
Our line will
attitude.
definitely come off and hit you. That's for sure.
Well, guys, you're gonna tee it up in just a few days up at North Paulding. Exciting time of the year. It's my favorite time of the year. The end of the year, where we're gonna be sitting at, where are the Raiders gonna finish the year?
Not to sound cocky, confident, but everybody's goal is basically to make it to state championship. But we'll just take it one game at a time in this year.
Well, that's a good answer. Guys, we appreciate you taking the time to come out and speak to us tonight. This concludes this section of the Paulding County Preview. We'll be back right back.
Come see us at Hardy Family Ford, just 15 minutes west of Barrett Parkway on Highway 120 or online at hardyfamilyford.com.
Welcome back to the Paulding County Football Preview. Coach, I enjoy talking to the players, a good bunch of guys, and I know that you're proud of them. Coach, we're going to take a little bit of time and we're going to talk about your Booster Club. I know that it's a great support organization. A lot of people don't understand, too, football or any athletics at the high school level are not giving any local money. They're not giving anything. Everything comes from gate receipts, from Booster Club, fundraising, from community support. So let's talk a little bit about the group that supports the Raiders.
We have an unbelievable booster club. Support is tremendous. The field house is, when you go into that field house, and that field house is funded by a booster club.
Okay.
They make those payments every year. You can just see there's the commitment. I guess the one thing that has struck me more than anything is just the number of parents who are involved, and their kids have already graduated, and they just want to stay a part of the program.
And I bet you saw that at Walton, because the successful programs throughout the state, the Valdostas, the Cockless, the Lowndes, the Parkviews, the Carrolltons, those programs seem to have those things. Once the student is finished, the parent and the family are still involved in it. You see a lot of that at East now?
You really do. I mean, I'm not going to go into names because I could, but there's just
too long of a list.
Well, yeah, it is just, I don't want to embarrass him or leave somebody out, but it's just, amazing of just how committed the East Paulding family is. And it really is, and everybody says it, but it really is a family and a lot of involvement. And just people that really are very passionate about their football.
Right. Well, the old saying goes, you're only as good as your community allows you, and I think that applies to East Paulding as well. Let's talk real quickly before we conclude. Tell us some of the things that the Raiders have in place, some of the things they're going to be doing outside of football, supporting the community.
Well, first of all, our guys, it's so funny, so many of our older guys, when our junior Raiders are playing first off, they attend a lot of their games, and we actually had them go on to some of their practices and things like that. We have quite a number of kids that are involved in local churches. I hear all the time, about so many kids and so many things that they're doing in some of the, in some of the local churches. And, that to me is that's important because, football is awesome, and I've been involved with it. I've played all through Little League, walked on and played 4 years at the University of Georgia, been involved ever since. But there still is more out there than just football. And so, we try to talk about that with our players. And we want to have a good atmosphere, something that they can build on with their character, grow up and be fine young men, and look back fondly at their football, not only for winning football games, but also really making things good.
Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. We wish the Raiders the best of luck this year. Hope for a successful season for you, and good luck to you the first year as the head coach of the Raiders.
Thank you.
Thank you.